morning, good afternoon, and good evening, people. My name is Ryan Smith, and welcome to the Empire State of Mind on the Fireball Sports Channel. I'm going to be doing these podcasts live and regular every single day from now on. I'm going to have my dad with me at least once or twice a week, and then we're going to have the R&B hip hop podcast with Ben and Ryan, a big time New York fan that I've been friends with for a long time, and he'll be on too. So when I'm not with them, I'll be flying solo like today, and I would like to talk about some good news. It's been something we've all been waiting on for a while with these Yankees. 5 wins in a row, and I'm going to bring up some things that most people that discuss the Yankees don't talk about. Um, I'm going to bring up that they are. Give me 1 second. Pardon this interruption. Oh, all right, there we go. So, anyway, sorry about that. I'm going to bring up some things today about the Yankees that a lot of people don't talk about. Not only do they have 5 wins in a row, they actually did really well at the trade deadline. I'm not going to say these guys are huge differences, but what the thing you have to notice about the Yankees is that, it's a very rare thing. They have two players that are just rock solid superstars that don't seem like anything even remotely close to a slump is possible anymore. Judge had that bad April where he wasn't hitting for power, and then he made up for it with a historic May in June. And Soto has been solid all year, and they seem to feed off each other. So the thing that you can't let happen is if they aren't going 2 or 3 for 4, 3 for 5, and hitting home runs and driving in 2 or 3 runs in a night, which they're not going to do every night, even though between the two of them it seems like they're close to at least having an extra base hit and an RBI every night between the two of them. But you need the other guys on the team, and there's plenty of solid ones. They got Verdugo. They brought him in there, right? They bring in Verdugo. They expect him to contribute to the lineup. He started to in the beginning, not so much anymore. So that's a problem. And so that's why Jazz Chisholm Jr. is brought there, because they needed somebody more steady at third base. And they got it. The two big additions were for Verdugo and Stroman. They started off the year fantastic, but you need everybody to contribute. Giancarlo Stanton went down, Rizzo went down, and all of a sudden they were exposed. It's like two guys can't beat you. Pitchers all went into slumps at the same time, exposed some weaknesses that got scary, and they didn't win a series since June 12th. Until they won against the Orioles, I believe, going to the All-Star break. And now they should have won 6 in a row, but they've won 5 in a row, and they haven't just won, they've come back or won in a way that they've never had to look back. So they've either demolished teams or shown resilience by coming back, and we love to see that. What I want everyone to understand is I'm going to go over the reason that you have seen this resurgence. And there were losses and lost series that they were not swept before the All-Star break against them, where the bats were working, the pitchers weren't, sometimes vice versa, but they weren't, completely out of it like they were in late June. It started, and then since the All-Star break, they've just been on fire. And I'm gonna start off here. Let's see if I can put it up on a screen for you to see. If not, it's all right, because I have it all memorized. But I want to show you a couple things. First of all, I want you to understand that the month of August is very, very important for a specific reason, and that is because August is a month that they are going to be playing an easy schedule. I'm going to read to you the power rankings here. power rankings.
All right, Yankees August schedule, the numbers.
The power rankings for August. Toronto Blue Jays after the trade deadline. These have been updated. Follow me. All right. All right. So these have been updated after the trade deadline. All right. Hey, you over here. Okay. So, hope you guys can see this. Maybe I'll stand on this side. All right. Yeah, that's better. Home stand. You see, they have three home. The navy blue are the home games. You have three in Toronto, three against the Angels, three against Texas. The only day off in that 9-game stretch is Monday. So they play 9 out of 10 games starting tonight at home, and then they go on a 6-game road trip against the White Sox and the Tigers, and they come home for another 6-game homestand, followed by 3 nights in Washington, and they end the month with a homestand against the Cardinals that goes into the 1st of September. So they have 4 days off for the rest of the month. They will be playing, let's see, 26 total games, but the Blue Jays, 25th in the league, power rankings, all right? The Angels, 27th. The Rangers, 18th. The White Sox are last. The Tigers are not, one of the teams that is not going to be completely easy, but the Tigers are ranked 20th. The Indians are next. Indians, just in case you guys didn't know, it's August 2nd, 2024. The Yankees are tied for first with the Orioles, right? 4.5 up on the wild card, both of them, technically. The Phillies are not the best team in baseball. The Yankees and the Orioles are not the best team in baseball. The best team in baseball are the Cleveland Guardians. I'm sorry, did I say Indians before? Forgive me, I'm 41 years old, and for most of my life, that's what they were. That doesn't say anything about me or them as a culture. But Indians, they're ranked 3 here in the power rankings. Some people have them at 2, some people have them at 4, but they are climbing, and they have, the Raymond brothers, their coach Ramirez, that's carrying the cover off the ball right now. I think he has almost 30 home runs. I think he's right behind Judge, at least 28, 29. They got some additions to their pitching. I would say in the trade deadline, the teams that improved would be the Indians and let's see, the Mariners added Dustin Turner and from the Rays, the Yankee killer. So that's great. So we're gonna have to deal with him in Seattle now, and we do have a series against Seattle. But what I want you to understand is that none of these teams are playoff contenders except the Indians, who are a lock. They're the best team in baseball. The Yankees have played competitively with them so far this year. So what they're going to need to do at home against the Indians is they're going to need to have a concerted effort. They're going to need to have their role players that are not Judge and Stanton. I'm sorry, Judge and Soto, which would include Stanton because, he's had a great year. And the second he got injured, that long ball with a much lower batting average that he crushes still to this day, that would seem to be what would save them, even when everyone else wasn't hitting. And Rizzo, same thing. He's back under the 200 mark, but they hit for power. Once you took those 2 bats out, they were exposed. Now, Stanton's healthy. He'll be back in the lineup, so hopefully he comes back to the original form. He's always an injury issue, but, you want to perform well in August because this is being handed to you. The worst team, the 4th worst team, the 3rd worst team, the 6th worst team, the 10th worst team, the 8th worst team. The Cardinals are actually, they're ranked 16th. The Cardinals made moves at the deadline. I think they're the ones that ended up landing Fede from the White Sox, right? I think he's in St. Louis. I think that's right. I think he's in St. Louis. So I would say, I think that's why I have this asterisk here. I'd say that they could be ranked. You can make an argument that they are hot right now. They've added players, and they're going to be a problem. But that is the last series. So besides the Guardians, which at least it's a home series, so if Stroman pitches, we have a chance of him acting like a pro pitcher because he cannot. I'm sorry, I had the backwards. I meant to say Rendon pitches. He can be a pro pitcher because he can control the lefties going deep on him in Yankee Stadium um, with his stuff and being a left-handed guy with the motion he has. But it's pretty much a plate full of series, uh, starting with the Blue Jays tonight, where Stroman's going to be going, that they should sweep. Now, they're not going to, but when you have a 9-game homestand, it's one day off, and your bats are hot, and it's followed by playing the White Sox. I mean, those 12 games, it's not crazy to think that they should win 9 or 10 of them. If you want to compare them to the Yankees in May, and then look how they were the team that until the end of July, the middle of July, I should say, hadn't won a series in 5 full weeks. I mean, I believe there were 8 or 9 series that they lost in a row. You know, it's not crazy to expect them to win 3 out of 4. Take 2 out of 3 in most series, 3 out of 3 in the others, and you know. I'm not saying count them to lose against the Indians, but anyway, let me show you why they're going to be able to do this, in my opinion. And I'm going to play the role of the optimist, all right? Because somebody's got to. All right, so let's go to the next thing here. I actually have, and you're only going to see them here, the stats for the Yankees in July. Let me bring them up for you. I am going to show you what all of the hitters are doing and what all of the pitchers are doing. Bullpen and starters. All right. Let's start here with their new acquisition, Jazz Chisholm Jr. It's going to combine Miami stats and Yankee stats. In July, he's batting .258 with an on-base percentage of .322. He has 6 home runs and 13 RBIs. As you know, 5 of those home runs, I believe, come with the Yankees. I know that he hit back-to-back 2 home run games. The guy's slugging .414. That shows you how good he's done with the Yankees because he was hitting for a no-pop in a slump in Florida. They got him at the perfect time. He's a great fit at third baseman. He's a left-handed bat. So the first time in a really long time, the Yankees actually went out and brought left-handed talent to that lineup. So there's Chisholm, and I hope that it continues. You know, people do have the tendency to do well at Yankee Stadium when they're new there, whether it's from the farm system or free agents, if they're not doing the exact opposite. Gleyber Torres, and I hope you guys can read it, he's batting .288. So I'm doing this to basically to eliminate any of the concerns that you may have with some of the guys that you just think like their entire infield that stink. .288, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs, a .307 on base percentage, and a .443 slugging. All right. So Gleyber Torres, he's had some key sack flies. He's not getting on base as much, but he's driving in runs. I'll take .288 from Gleyber Torres. Volpe, another guy, he's been nowhere for 2 months. .310, 2 home runs and 5 RBIs and .402 slugging in the month of July. All right. So what else do we have here? .290, DJ LeMahieu. Now this is funny. 1 home run, 6 RBIs. We know that happened in the game that he hit the 2-run double in the Grand Slam, but that's why he's slugging .229. But he has a .290 batting average. Let's not forget that this guy was in contention and won one batting title in the NL with the Colorado Rockies, and then came to the Yankees and competed for AL MVP. I think he was batting .335 at one point in the late summer. This guy is a contact hitter, and I had no idea. He looked awful when he came back off the DL this year. He looked like he had to retire. So it's good to see that he can at least get the ball in play and hit singles, even if he's not going to slug. You don't want your first baseman, and then as well as Cabrera before Jazz Chisholm game, having absolutely no power from the corners and not being able to hit the ball, even as much as a sac fly, an RBI single with a runner on second or third. You don't want to have no ability to move the game along and produce offense. So he appears like he has fixed something, and it was just a matter of time. Because let's not forget, Torres and LeMahieu are pros. They are veteran pros. They have not had seasons that they have had statistics that would have them sent to the minor leagues. So 277, 5 home runs, and 14 RBIs with 388 on base percentage is up to well. Wow. Catcher with a stick. I mean, he's having a hot month. I wouldn't expect this production to be what the norm is for him. You would have seen it by this age, I would imagine, but he's always hoping. And, the 14 RBIs, that's an amazing number to have in July. It's not just Soto and Judge. These guys are contributing. Now, here's a problem. Alex Verdugo. He was great at the same time that Stroman was great. And Stroman would just come out. And then I realized it was because Stroman was pitching on the road all the time. In Yankee Stadium, lefties light him up. And I'm going to get to the stats on that later. And Verdugo was tearing the cover off the ball. This guy's slugging 378. So at least when he does make contact, you see he's hitting doubles. And he has 1 home run, 6 RBIs. He's batting 200. And a 292 on base. I mean, that's good to have a 50% differential in your batting average and on base, but I'd much rather see it be, 250 with a 375 on base. That's what I'd like to see. That would be great. This is the exact type of stat line that if Dominguez comes off the DL in late September when they go to the 40-man roster, he's going to end up playing in about the same number of games he did last year. Except every time he's been healthy this year in the minor leagues, he was tearing the cover off the ball. His comp, I don't know if you guys know this, StatCast does comp players based on swing speed and their production. Mickey Mantle and Bo Jackson. I mean, he can steal bases and he's a power hitter and he can steal. And he has a gun. He's a switch hitter. So that is what you have in Dominguez. And you know what? He can replace Verdugo. What all the Yankee fans would hope is that we don't bank on him to do anything. And if he comes back, that they go into the old-fashioned platoon system where every day somebody sits out and Jazz Chisholm gives them the flexibility and versatility to move guys around and maybe rotate that DH spot. You could easily, stick him in the outfield, give Verdugo a rest, or you can give Stanton a rest, stick Verdugo or stick Judge at DH and put Dominguez in center. They have that flexibility now. You can play Cabrera, put Chisholm in the outfield, and give Verdugo a rest. And you know what? Maybe they should try something because, until he starts hitting the ball, he's not helping them, and that's really what they need. But anyway, that's how I'm going to update you about Dominguez, to show you where there might be a spot for him, and if it's not straight up replacing Verdugo, like I said, the spot would be platoon, the thing that Girardi used to be fantastic at when they had A-Rod, who could never play the field. All right, let me get back to where we were here. All right, is he the next one? I'm sorry. Let me slide back, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yep, all right, so after Alex Verdugo, next on the list, Juan Soto. In July, he is batting .330 with 7 home runs, 16 RBIs with a .436 on base percentage and .330. Wow. 608. Yankees intended, just so you know, for Verdugo to do really well as a lefty, right? And they were hoping he could have a career year and maybe even get signed. So they didn't, there was almost no chance the Yankees would consider signing Soto because they expected Dominguez to be up in the early summer, quickly as possible. Instead, he's up for 2-3 weeks in the minors and he's hurt again. But they were hoping that, hey, he's best case scenario, he's not going to be Soto, but with Stanton at DH and Verdugo and him, you can go out and get another ace pitcher and an infielder for the price that Soto's going to want because Judge got overpaid. The reason the Yankees gave him that deal, they don't give deals. They don't do these 10-year, $40 million a year contracts. You know, I haven't seen any of them work out yet. Manny Machado, Mike Trout, and Bryce Harper got him on that year. Harper's was the least per year, and he's the most productive. Mike Trout, he's injured every single year. Manny Machado, well, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's a shell of what he used to be. He's certainly not worth 30-something million a year. No one is. It's hard to play at that level. Once you bring in 5 years that are Hall of Fame type numbers, you can keep that up. But the 330 batting average, the 430 on base. I hope so does it, but Ohtani changed the market. Everyone's going to start comparing themselves between Judge and Ohtani. Starts at 40, and it can go up as high as 70. First of all, they gave Ohtani that money because they said he's like 2 players. He's an ace pitcher, and he's your best hitter. For 35 and 35. Nobody seems to be looking at that from the agent's point of view. I'm hoping that all the teams make a concerted effort to say this can't turn into the NBA, where everybody's making 30 to 50 by the time they're 25, because Hal Steinbrenner's not his dad. He doesn't spend like that. They never really intended to have Soto as anything more than a rental, and they were hoping they were good enough to be able to trade him. So. Let's see. Frozen here. Sorry about that, guys. The next one on the list is Aaron Judge, and we know what Judge is doing because he's doing what he's always doing. Let me get you the Judge's statue here. Alright, there we go. Soto. It'll slide over. Alright, Aaron Judge. That is 319, 8 home runs, 17 RBIs with a 447 slugging percentage and a 689. I'm sorry, 447 on base percentage and a 689 slugging percentage. The guy just is unbelievable, and I don't think he's hit a home run under 400 feet in the last 5 months. All right, let's keep it moving here. This is just a little stat to show you that Vegas is feeling it too. Guys, I'm sorry. Is this backwards? Oh my God. Sorry. Good thing I'm doing a good job of reading the screen and not just telling you to look at it. I'll make sure to upload the slideshow and it will be in the description. Yankees 76% chance favorite to win. You gotta have the Blue Jays at 24. Don't forget they got rid of they got rid of Turner. They were sellers at the deadline. They weren't doing so good anyway. So then the Yankees have been over tonight, 4.5 runs. And you got to bet 135 to win 100. So that's what Vegas thinks of them. Doesn't seem as dominant as 76%. All right, the bullpen. Luke Weaver, new addition in the trade. Mark Leiter Jr., new addition in the trade. Mark Leiter Jr., he pitched April and May and didn't allow any runs. He finally had a stretch in June where he had a little bit of a rough stretch, but the guy throws a 4-seam fastball that seems to ride up on you. He throws a great split finger, and he has a changeup that when that 4-seam and splitter are working, he freezes guys all the time. I have a video on YouTube short of him that you can see over his last 10 appearances what he's done. He really just had a rough stretch. He's never been dominant. He's not a young kid. He's close to 30, I believe. But he'll fit in great with the Yankees because they're not relying on him to be a closer. They're relying on him to provide depth. And with that split finger, when it's working, split finger pitcher, when they're feeling it, they're feeling it. And he's feeling it right now. So they're going to ride that. They have Weaver. I think it's cut off. They also got Warren. Will Warren put in a couple of innings. Not to be confused with Adam Warren. And Clay Holmes, the closer, has blown 2 out of his last 4 saves. That brings him to 8 on the year. All right. So here's the stats. Mark Leiter, last 10 appearances. With the Cubs, his last 10 appearances, he's 2-0 with a 2.25 ERA. In 12 innings pitched with 15 strikeouts and only 2 walks. He's pitched 2 games with the Yankees. I think he did 1.1 in 1 inning. He got out of the bases loaded jam. That's his specialty. He strikes people out and he doesn't walk anybody. So, in his first good game with the Yankees, he was clutch right off the bat. He put on the pinstripes, and they needed him to because they got people like Tonkin in the last 10, who was supposed to be, you know, somebody solid. 5.02 ERA, 16 strikeouts in the last 10. At least he's striking people out, but he's letting up run every other inning. Luke Weaver, last 10 appearances with the Royals. Again, this was trending upwards. He got shelled in appearances 1 and 3, but he was 1 and 1 with a 4.5 ERA in 12 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts and 5 walks. It's very similar numbers to later, except for the ERA, because Weaver, if he doesn't locate the ball correctly, he's susceptible to give up the long ball. That's why you see the K's are about the same, and he's, like I said, he doesn't locate the ball well, so he has 5 walks versus 2. And, you know, that's why the ERA is different. He's going to put an extra man on base, and he's going to let them slip instead of go over the fence. But when he's on, he's a great guy to have that. So I like that. I like that move. Let's see what else I have on here for you. All right. Clay Holmes on the year. He's 1 and 1 with 3.30 ERA. I'm sorry, this is last 10 appearances. 1 and 1 with 3.30 ERA, 11 Ks, and 3 saves. Now he's a closer. He's a closer. He has 3 saves in his last 11 appearances. Now they all have not been save opportunities, but like I said, in his last 10 appearances, he has 3 saves. He's had 6 save opportunities, so he's blown 3. All right, and then his other 4 appearances, he has, you know, helped, and that's it. And he's had a loss on one of his blown saves, so we remember that one. That was right before the All-Star break. They should have won. But in June, Holmes blew 4 saves total, and despite the setbacks, they say he's a crucial part of their bullpen. Yeah, because obviously they're trading for people like Leiter and Mr. 4.5 ERA. So, of course he's crucial. They have no doubt. So, you know, hopefully he can get it together. I wish they could have done something with Pryway, that guy from the A's, but you know, they're not in a position to give away prospects. They're no longer deep. The prospects they have, I wouldn't be willing to part with them for a pitcher that has one good season. But it says he's got 30 save opportunities, converted 22 of them. I think it's actually now 31 save opportunities, and he's converted 23 of them. I could be wrong. He has 8 blown saves, I didn't know that. 1.35 whip, that's not great, in 43 and 2/3 innings. So that's, I believe that's going to be the end of my bullpen. Yeah, I just want to reiterate, 8 long saves. All right, last 3 starts. Now I'm going to go over the starting pitchers. Garrett Cole, last 3 starts, 5 2/3, 6 and 6. The 5 2/3, you remember against the Mets, he had 8 hits and 6 earned runs in his first game back. They left him in a little too long. That 6th inning, he got shelled. But he came back against the Rays and hit 6 innings, 6 hits. He did give up a home run, better than the 3 that he gave up to the Mets, and 1 earned run. And he struck out 8 in 6 innings. And the next game he comes back, strikes out 7 in 6 innings, had another 1 earned run performance without any home runs. So what you see is literally exponential progress as Cole. Like you would expect someone that's been out all season until, you know, his first start. It's basically, you know, basically August, the 24th of July, when he, I don't think that was his first start, maybe his second, but anyway, he's getting better, and his, I'm sorry, that was his, that was 24th of July against the Mets. That was his most recent one because he sat out against the Phillies. But he did come against the Orioles and the Rays, 2 teams that were hot when he played them, and he shut them down. So Cole is back. Nestor Cortez. This guy, I don't know what to do with him. And I've always thought this. I remember when he pitched in the All-Star game, and I'm like, who is this guy? An All-Star? That funky wind-up. I feel like it's like a lot of guys with the strange delivery, like Hideo Noma, Cy Young candidate, nothing special, just a solid pitcher. This guy's not even back. 5 1/3, 4 2/3, 4 1/3. That's the backward. So 4 1/3 on July 20th, 4 2/3 on July 26th, 5 1/3 on the last day of July. 3 earned runs, 4 earned runs, and 6 earned runs. So he's trending better, and his strikeouts 1, 5, and then 6. The home runs are 3, 0, and then 1. But the earned runs went down. He did only allow 3 hits in the last time he was going to 6, but his ERA is 5.06. I mean, that can't be a number 3 starter. All right, here's Stroman. I am presenting Stroman first in a matter of his home versus away stats for the year. Away, and he's pitched almost identical number of innings, 51, 54. On the road, he's pitching. Has a 2.67 ERA with 54 innings. He allowed 50 hits, and he struck out 44 people while walking 27. So his whip's not great, but he's always been that type of pitcher. He puts people on base and he gets out of jams. At Yankee Stadium, because he's a righty and he doesn't have electric stuff anymore. To be honest, he never really has. When he did well, Rogers Center, I think, helped him a little, but Yankee Stadium is not the place that he should be pitching because he had a 4.59 ERA there and 51 innings pitched. He allowed 43 hits, which is 7 or less than he allowed away. 26 earned runs though, because he had 13 home runs at Yankee Stadium versus 2 at every other ballpark combined. And he's walked 20 at home, so every statistic is better. His strikeouts are about the same, but 13 home runs in 51 innings instead of 2 in 54 innings. The guy is pitching tonight, so just knowing statistics and probabilities, the Yankees are 76% favorites. Statcast, I hate looking at that every inning when somebody scores, what percent chance. This guy's pitching at Yankee Stadium. If the Blue Jays have any bats left in the lineup that can hit home runs, especially left-handed bats, he's in trouble. And so are the Yankees because he gives up a home run every single time he pitches at home. So I just wanted to point that out about Stroman. Overall, his stats look good, but when you break them down like this, which not necessarily is something everyone's going to be doing, what you see is that he is someone that has some serious problems at the stadium, and that's going to the playoffs. They're going to have to play a lot at Yankee Stadium if they're the home field advantage for the team of the series, which right now, if the season ended, besides the Indians, they would be. All right, so going next here. Sorry about that, guys. All right, next I'll tell you about Carlos Rodon. Rodon is the opposite of Stroman. Rodon, I can tell you right now. Let me get to it. Rodon is, there we go. Sorry about that. Give me a second. There. First, I'm sorry. Before I go to Rodon, I did mistake in the Cortez didn't see better. I broke him home and away just so you guys see. Cortez, a lefty. I was looking, figured to try to give him some compliment. Yankee Stadium, this lefty has given up 8 home runs this year. He's a 4.50 ERA, and away he's a 5.20 ERA. 50 innings and 48 innings. So the guy, his ERA is hovering around 5. And 10 home runs on the road, 8 home runs at home. He's a left-handed batter. There's 16 walks in 48 innings, 18 walks in 50 innings, 10 home runs, 18 home runs in 100 innings. The guy's giving up home runs, and he's putting people on base. That's crazy. He looks like he has a whip that is around 1.4, 1.0, and the ERA is 5. So he is just not giving them distance. He's not giving them anything that looks good except a good start here and there. Rodon, he did have a good game I saw the other day where he looked dominating. He struck out either 9 or 11 at home, and you expect that every lefty is 375 and 54 innings pitched. This year, he's only given up 6 home runs, struck out 60 on the road, 52 in his pitch, and he's given up 9 home runs, um, and has a 4.85 ERA. So he's not awful on the road. He's not great at home, but there is a pretty staunch difference. So when you look at his ERA in the low fours, just remember it's closer to 5 on the road. So maybe this means nothing. Maybe he's just in a little funk. But anyway, Luis Seal. You watched my quick video that I uploaded. I did call him. I had to do like this whole thing in 2 minutes. I called him Gil, but right now, if the season ended, him or what's his name, CC on the Orioles there would be the rookie of the year. I think Gil would be the rookie of the year because besides 5 bad games, the guy was the best pitcher in baseball. He was the Cy Young candidate at one point. At home, he's a 3.6 ERA. Away, it's 4.2, and he has 50 strikeouts in 45 innings at home. He has 50 innings on the road. He has 53 strikeouts. So he's a strikeout machine. When he's good, he's good. And I have this up here because I want to show you guys the schedule difficulty for September. Now, I ended with this because you saw I said that this month, August, is crucial. Well, September, I told you they start with finishing up the series of St. Louis on the 1st, and then they had a 6-game road trip. They're playing Texas, 24th, Chicago, 30th, and then they have KC. KC is a very good team. They're 9th in the power ranking, and then Boston, both at home though. So 2 good teams they have at home. That's good. Then they go on the road against Seattle, who's rejuvenated and very good. And then from Seattle they go to Oakland, and Oakland is 26th in the power rankings, the 5th worst team in the league. Then they come home for the last 6 games of the year, and they got Baltimore and Pittsburgh. All right, so what they're good is when you look at the Boston and the KC, those 2 teams actually, and KC did. Boston did add some pitching in the trade deadline. KC, they did so much better, and they're hot, and they have young talent. Those 2 teams are going to be competing for wild card, and that's who the Guardians and the Orioles and the Yankees. That's who they're going to be looking at and be contending with. And those are 2 of the teams. And Seattle is another one that's going to be in the playoff picture. And they get to play all of them. So that's good because they're going to play the Orioles, the Red Sox, and the Mariners in September after, a very easy schedule besides for the Guardians in August. And that way they don't go complacent, lackadaisical into the playoffs, beating up on teams that have given up and that are just playing their minor leaguers in September. Every team that they play except the Rangers, the White Sox, and the A's, But they play the Pirates last game of the year. So you're going to have that absolute phenom who I'm going to do a video on, Steens, that is just unbelievable. They're going to get to face him. I don't want to say hopefully, but I would like to see him play. And the Pirates are going to be in it. So every team that they're playing, besides Texas and Chicago and Oakland, the other 4 teams, they have a total of 12 games that they're going to be battling the playoff teams. I'm sorry, not 12. They have a total of 15 games they're battling playoff teams, and they have a total of 9 games that they're battling teams that are pretty much out of contention, unless maybe the White Sox make some type of miraculous run. But because the NL is just so, wide open and unimpressive. But that's how they end the season. See if there's anything else I can show you. That's about it. I want to let you guys know that this was going to be something that I do more often. I wanted to share this, watch it, share it. I'm going to be posting on Twitter. Share it with anyone you can. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing this more often. You're not going to get a more comprehensive half hour on the Yankees. And I'm going to do this with the Knicks. I'm not going to have a niche and do senseless clickbait videos. I am going to talk about things that matter, and I'm going to talk about about the Giants, you're going to hear about the Jets, you're going to hear about the Knicks, you're going to hear about the Nets, you're going to hear about the Yankees and the Mets, and you're going to hear about the Rangers. I'm going to cover New York sports the way it should be covered. I'm going to do it knowledgeably, and any other relevant team that's in season, I'll be covering. So instead of posting 50 videos about the Knicks off season, because I love the Knicks and all the people that I would love for them to get and trade Randall for, and I'm not doing that. Tune to this station to get real news, and I'm going to be talking by myself most of the time. I will be posting highlights of the MLB in a short form, so look out for them. You guys have been giving me great numbers with the views, so thank you. And I'm going to be posting long form as well. I am also going to be posting documentaries. Look out for my United We Stand 9/11 documentary that I will be airing on September 11th. The story of the 2001 Yankees. I have a lot of documentaries that are already in here. I've been monetized on YouTube since 2014. All right. I owned a restaurant, took an 8-9 year hiatus. So, I mean, if I would have kept on going, I wouldn't have to be asking to subscribe. But I'm telling you right now that if you like live videos and people that don't have to rely on the software and the editing and, the sponsors that go with free equipment, people are just going to talk to you like any real New York fan or sports fan should want, like a sports radio anchor that knows their stuff. And I'm going to start to, like I said, bring on guests and take calls and emails. This is going to be the show you want for real sports news. It's the Fire Co. Corporation, and this is the Fireball Sports Division of the Fire Co. Corporation. All right? And this video has been brought to you by Casamigos Tequila. Casamigos, for those that drink. I have been Ryan Smith, and I want you to have a good weekend. But before the weekend's over, I will see you again, at least briefly, to recap and do reactions for 5 to 15 minutes on the Yankees Blue Jays games Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All right, and look out for the shorts where you won't see me, but I'll be behind the scenes. All right, so you can come to this channel every day and get all of your sports news that's needed, because I will also be doing the New York Yankees segment where I wrap up all the top stories in sports. Look at this like your new sports center. It's not a reality show though. It's just sports in a basement. Some man stuff right there. Alright guys. I'm out. How do you turn this thing off, huh?